Guys, welcome. Happy Wednesday night. I am absolutely honored to be on tonight. My name's Kyle Kimbrough. My beautiful bride, Joe, is usually sitting right next to me, but she couldn't tonight. Had something come up she had to take care of, and it's so sad to miss. But guys, I'm going to bring it tonight. I'm going to give you everything I have. We absolutely love this business. We love this company. We love these products. We love this team, and we are honored to be on here tonight. So thank you guys for having us, Steve and Gina. Y'all are amazing, and man, I look forward to seeing y'all next month. So, hey, a little bit about us though. Like I said, my name's Kyle Kimbrough, born and raised in Texas. We moved to the Panhandle of Florida a couple years ago, and guys, we weren't looking for this. And so, if you're here tonight and you're like, I don't even know what exactly my buddy got me on this call for, understand that like we weren't looking for this either. This found us. But I will say this from the very beginning. I believe with all of my heart that you're here for a reason. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in God instances, right? And I believe if you are here tonight and you are on this call, it is for a reason. So I would just encourage you, hang tight with me. I'm going to give you everything I got as fast as I can. And by the end of this, I'm going to give you enough information to make a decision. I promise you that. Okay. So guys, here's how we found LifeWave though. I'm an ex-college athlete and played sports my whole life, and I'm broken. I mean, I am broken like a tin man sometimes, right? I make so much noise, but I mean, I tore my ACL, my MCL, my PCL, and my meniscus in one hit in college. And then I tried to come back and tried to play again, and the next year and blew my shoulder out. And so I'm just broken. That was all 20 years ago. And I'm literally on the phone with a buddy one day. Like, enough is enough for me. And I couldn't play tennis or basketball with my kids. I couldn't do anything. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm 40 years old and I still can't even get out there and play with my kids at this age. What is this going to be like when I'm 45, when I'm 50? So I'm on the phone with a friend and I'm like, hey, man, I know you're doing stem cells. I know you're doing peptides. I know a lot of our mutual friends are doing it on a fairly regular basis. I was like, I'm in. I've got to do something that's going to help my body. So we have this long conversation. He tells me all about it. And I'm like, well, this is outrageously expensive. B, this isn't guaranteed, but I got to try something. And I'm sitting right here and I hang up the phone and I'm like, wait a minute. Our good friends, Devin and Sarah Robinson, do something with this little patch that I think has something to do with healing your body, right? Or helping your body heal itself, right? And so I'm like, what in the world do they do? So I go outside, I pick up the phone, I call Devin. I'm like, Devin, I know I've seen you for 2 years talk about these patches. I've never asked you. Can you please tell me what's going on with these patches? And y'all, 3 hours later, I kid you not, I come in, I walk in the door, I look right at my wife, Joe, and I'm like, babe, something just happened. I just felt something stir inside of me, like I've only felt a few times in my life. And what we weren't expecting is we've been praying for something for a year and a half because we knew we were being called out of what we were in. We've been praying for something, but we didn't expect this. But man, when I walked in that night, I was like, this is it. This is it, literally, like the this is it team, right? It's like, babe, this is it. I think we just found exactly what we've been looking for. And so, guys, we said yes, and we've been off to the races ever since. It's been a short, I don't know, 90 days or something in this business, but God has been good and blessed us. And more than anything is the testimonies that get us every single day. What we get out of this patch right here, this X39 patch, the stories that we hear every single day is truly why we wake up and we're so passionate to share it. So let's get right into it tonight. What is it? Have you been patched yet? Guys, David Schmidt is the CEO. He is the inventor of the X39 patch. And what's so cool about David, there's so many things I could say about this man, but the coolest thing I've ever heard him say on a podcast, actually, someone said, David, how do you come up with all this stuff? Like, how do you have over 130 patents? Most people maybe work their whole life if they're in your space and try to get one patent. You have over 130. How's this possible? And here's what he said. He goes, well, first I go to the Word of God. Then I get in prayer. And that's where all of my ideas begin. For me, that's a powerful statement. I know where this man's ultimately his faith is. I know immediately, in my opinion, a lot about his character and his integrity. And like, this is a powerful statement, David. But he has over 130 patents. He's a scientist and inventor. He, as you can see here, specializes in age reversing. Notice we didn't say anti-aging. We're going to talk about that later. And in 2008, he focused all of his attention on stem cell research. Now, what's crazy is, and guys, if you think about this industry, this world of direct sales, a lot of times you get business-minded individuals or groups of people that just want to start a business. And so they start the formation of the business and then they go, well, what could we sell? What could we do? That is not what happened here. David Schmidt is a product-driven individual, inventor, and scientist at heart that just so happens took it to the direct sales space. Very different, two polar ways to start a direct sales company. He actually took 10 years and $4.5 million just to create this, to invent this, and to patent this before it ever launched to market. And you need to know that up front. Why is stem cell activation such a big deal, though? So let me explain briefly. I'm going to read right here exactly what this patch does because it blew my mind the first time I heard about it. Again, I hang up the phone talking about injecting stem cells like a lot of people are doing. And I get on the phone with Devin and he talks about how you can regenerate your own. And here's what it says inside of the patent. It says, the result is elevating copper peptide, including the activation of stem cells. That's what this patch does. And listen, you need to understand something when you see this patent. No one else has this. See, my wife and I have been in or around the direct sales industry for the last 17 years. And let me tell you something. There is a lot of Me Too products out there, meaning, oh, you sell that? Me too. You sell that? Me too. We have our version. We have our version. And the problem with that is a lot of times, so does a lot of the big box stores, a lot of the supermarkets, right? Amazon, online, everybody has their version. Guys, no one has this. No one has this. As you're looking at this tonight for the very first time for some of you, think about this. You have a patented, global patent product with over 17 years still protected in the patent, and no one else can get their hands on it. That is significant when you're looking at an opportunity. Why stem cell activation? So why do we need stem cells? Okay. Well, listen, it's very simple. The fewer you have, the faster you age, the slower you heal. In a nutshell. The fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. That should say it all. When you're about age 30, on average, most people lose about half their stem cells. And by the time they're age 60, they've almost lost all of them. And so I was on a call the other day, and one of my buddies that does this business with me, he's like, man, aging is literally almost a choice at this point, right? It's literally a choice. We have stuff that reverses aging. How does the X39 work? This is one of the coolest slides. I love this slide. I'm not a fan of necessarily putting drugs, pharmaceutical type drugs in my body, where I'm very health minded. So is my wife. She comes from a family full of chiropractors. So we're always after something natural. This is how this works. It's a proprietary form of phototherapy, of light therapy. That's all it is. Patented nanocrystal technology. And what it does is, guys, we emit light as humans. Okay, that's why I don't know if you've ever seen like a human or an animal through like a night vision goggles or something like our military uses, or a night vision scope, but you see that humans emit light. We glow in the dark. You can't hide, right? Well, all this does is reflect some of that light back into us. It's non-transdermal. There's no drugs or chemicals. There's nothing evasive, or it's non-evasive, excuse me. Nothing passes into your skin, into your bloodstream. Does that make sense? And I want to say this here. LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure, or prevent any disease or medical conditions. However, let me tell you about some of the benefits of X39. Now, listen, I'm going to give you my personal experience very briefly. I get on this, and I called Devin, and I'm fired up, and I'm excited, but I'm like, I'm going to have to experience this, right? Like, I want to see this for myself. Y'all, I'm going to tell you something. This right here, this mental clarity that you see over in the top right, the energy and vitality, the improvement of sleep, immediately, that's what I saw. My wife is hypersensitive to caffeine. I mean, literally, if she were to take one sip of a regular coffee, it would, like, she'd get real jittery, and she'd probably have to eat food to calm herself back down. She's hypersensitive, so she was really nervous about this. Y'all, this is your body's natural energy. If you've never felt your natural energy like it's supposed to be felt, I'm telling you, you got to get on this patch and bring that back to life, because it'll rock your world. And then also sleep, like alongside of that, both. My grandpa's 84 years old. He's one of the first people I called, and I said, Papa, you have to get on this patch. This is going to be revolutionary for you, right? Because my grandpa hadn't slept in decades. And probably the saddest thing that I've watched my grandpa go through over the last 20 or 30 years of my life, so most of my life, is he just can't sleep. He rarely gets 2+ hours at a time. And y'all, I'm sitting here right now telling you that he's been on this patch for almost 90 days. He called me last week, and he calls me every week, and he gives me an update, and he's like, I still only have 2 nights. My grandpa has had 2 nights in nearly 3 months that he hasn't slept 6+ hours. And that, man, that the first time I told my wife that, we both started crying because we know the decades of history with that. But big transformation inside of his life and many others, right? Increased strength, reduce inflammation, increase stamina. You see all the things here, guys. This is absolutely, it says achieve optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. Guys, that could not be said any better. That's exactly what it does. This is cool too. Let's get into a little of the science of it. Let's get into a brain scan that was done on, and this participant was a 77-year-old woman. Here's what happened. She goes in, you see session one. She has a lot of inflammation. You see all the red, right, on her brain. That's session one, no X39. Session two is only 3 weeks later. So think about this. 3 weeks later of wearing this patch, look at all of the inflammation that's gone down. Then look at session three, 6 weeks in, it's a complete turnaround. This is 6 weeks on X39, and it is completely changed, literally, this woman's brain. That's what this thing is doing inside of your body. 4,000 genes. Can we talk about that for a minute? I heard the other day, someone said, hey, red wine's great for you, you know, because it's been known to reset some genes. And so I started asking a friend of mine that knows a lot. I said, how many genes does it reset? Like, let's talk through this. 2, from my understanding, maybe my Googling is wrong. It resets 2 genes, red wine. That's why they say it's good for you. Guys, in the first few days of putting this patch on, this resets 4,000 genes. It is significant. Within 6 weeks, I just showed you the brain scan, your brain starts to become more balanced. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. And within 6 months, your heart reverses in age. I say that every time, and then I have to stop and go, your heart reverses in age. We have somebody that's been on the patch now just for a few months. She went into the doctor and they said, they actually tested her heart and they said, your heart age-wise is 3 years younger. It's literally reversed since we did this last test. The results are significant. That's why we say all the time, this is not anti-aging. This is truly age reversal. How do you wear the patch? Simplest thing you can ever do. Listen, you don't have to change your diet. You don't have to start working out. You don't have to do all of these dramatic things for the X39 to take effect in your body. You literally wear the patch 12 hours on, 12 hours off. You wear it during the day because it gives you the energy. You take it off at night, right? Then you throw it away and you put a new one on, and you want to make sure when you do wear the patch that you drink plenty of water, guys. The water is needed in this process of reactivation of stem cells. You know, I was thinking, I was on this slide the other day, and I because we were sharing some of this with some of our team, and this girl raised her hand on Zoom, as you can do, you know, and so I click on her, and she unmutes. She said, "Can I share something?" She raised her virtual hand. You know how you do it on Zoom? She raised her virtual hand, and I said, "Sure." So she's on, and she said, I have been paralyzed most of my life, and the doctors have told me that I would probably not move my toes again, and it'd be very unlikely that I would have full function of my hands. And she said, I just want you to know that I have been on X39 now for just over a week. And she raises her real hand and she starts doing this. And instantly, the whole screen of people on Zoom starts to tear up, right? And then she proceeds to tell us, she's like, y'all, I literally felt my big toe move for the first time in years last night. And she's talking about just a few weeks on the X39. And I say that once again to say this, like, the significance of what we have at stake for people's health, for them physically, is not to be undervalued. It's not to be undervalued. I wake up every single day, and this is the mindset that I have when I'm sharing this patch. Somebody prayed this morning that there would be something that could give them a little bit of their good health back, that could give them an optimal state of being, that could give them better energy, better sleep, less inflammation, could give them what they're looking for. My grandma, the first time I ever put the patch on her, she had a claw hand. She has arthritis really bad. Hard for her to cook in the kitchen, because her hand really can't close. And again, when my grandpa called me about 10 days into wearing the X39 to tell me about his sleep, he goes, you're not going to believe grandma's hand. And we FaceTime, and my grandma's doing this, almost in tears herself, right? It's like, these are significant things. What we have here, listen, I'm going to say this one more time. No one has what we have. No one on planet Earth has what we have. We have the patent. We have David Schmidt. We have LifeWave. We have X39. And this is too good to not be shared to the masses. It is being shared. You can't have these results and not share. You know how many referrals I've gotten from my grandparents? All their friends are now getting patched, right? And so the word is getting out. Guys, we've got to spread the message to help people. Just had to throw that in. Guys, it's sophisticated. Yeah, it is sophisticated. It took David Schmidt 10 years and almost 5 million, right? $4.5 million to create. But then again, it's simple. The bottom line is it works. You stick it on, you take it off, you go to bed, you put a new one on the next day, and it absolutely works. Now, thisisit.info.com. If you want to see those studies, if you want to see the patents, if you want to see testimonies, if you want to see all things when it comes to the patch and to the product, go to thisisit.info.com. You can see it all right there. Let's talk a little bit about the company, okay? I was fired up and excited about the patch. When Devin Robinson told me about this patch, like I've already told you, I was blown away thinking if this is what Devin's saying it is, which by the way, it's been 100x what he told me on that first phone call. I was like, no one will ever stop us. We'll change the world. He's like, Kyle, listen, we got a lot of patents. We got a lot of clinical trials. You know that 97% of people will have a testimony after 90 days? I said, Devin, 97% of people are going to have some sort of result after 90 days. He said, oh yeah. How many people can I patch? Send me masses of patches, right? Let's go patch people. So he tells me about the product. Then he starts telling me about the company. Now, this is where I get really excited. I've already told you, my wife and myself have been in or around this industry for the last 17 years. Guys, we've been very blessed through this industry. We've done it full time for the last 8 years. We've been honored to do well in this business, build big teams, and be blessed through big impact and big earnings. I've never in my life seen anything like this. This keeps me awake at night. I mean, this literally, I wake up excited. I go to bed excited. I'm fired up all day long. I'm obviously patched, so I'm energized. But this right here is what keeps me up at night. Because here's what I know. Listen, I want to say this at the forefront of us getting into the comp plan and to the business. I believe with all of my heart that the most expensive thing, the most expensive thing in your life is going to be a missed opportunity. Most people, their most expensive things when they're at the end of their life, it's the opportunities they did not say yes to. It is not the money they wasted on stuff, right? And I just want to encourage you, you can't miss this. See, there only is a few times, I believe, in people's life where all the worlds collide and you have a perfect opportunity to do something in a really big time way, to get ahead of something, of a wave of momentum, of an industry. My buddy was... he's a friend of mine that I met through a mastermind we're a part of, and Forbes and the Wall Street Journal call him the Warren Buffett of our generation. That's how sophisticated of an investor that he is. I don't know why he's friends with me because I'm the most simple guy ever, but he's an awesome man. And I called him right after I called Devin, actually, because I respect this man's opinion. And I said, hey man, hey Justin, I said, let me tell you all about this. So I tell him all about it. Well, he's like, well, first, I need some of that. But he said, second, I want to tell you something. I believe that there are two industries that are going to absolutely, if you can get in front of over the next decade, it's going to be where fortunes are made. And he said the number one and the top priority is exactly what we're talking about here, stem cells. He said, if you have a company like LifeWave, what David Schmidt has created, if you will go run with this, he said, I believe this can change your family's future forever and everyone that runs with you. And I said, that's all I need, baby. I'm in. Warren Buffett of our time. Let's go. So here's the company. This is a 20-year-old company. But what's so cool about it is it went from roughly a $20 million company every year all that time to all of a sudden, as you see here, it explodes in the last few years. Well, why? Well, because of this. This came out in 2020, right? And it exploded. Why did it explode even more, though, in 2022? You know, what started happening in 21 and 22? Well, Steve and Gina Merritt, the creators of the This Is It team, found out about it, and with their experience, they exploded this company. Guys, this company is in massive momentum. We are, as you see, we're open in over 75 countries. I just got off the phone with the guy. He's like, hey, are you here? I'm like, yes, we are. He said, sign me up. Let's go. And I already mentioned this, but this isn't a Me Too product. Again, we're set alone. We're set apart. No one has what we have. Now, I said that we're in hyper momentum. Guys, we are currently ranked the #1 momentum company in all of the world. The direct sales industry globally does about $180 billion annually. There's a lot of companies. $180 billion. LifeWave, #1 last year. We received the Bravo Award. You can go to businessforhome.org and see this. We grew. We were the fastest in momentum of any company in the entire world of a $180 billion industry. Do you understand what I was saying? Do you understand what I say, like why I can't sleep at night and why every morning I wake up so excited? It's because we're on something right now that we may never have again in this industry. And I want to capitalize on it. And I want all of my friends, family, and all their friends and family to capitalize on it as well. This is a Believe convention. This is my wife and I on the left side. A pretty cool event that, not a pretty cool event, an absolutely unbelievable event, but a pretty cool opportunity. We had to speak at the This Is It convention here a few months ago, the Believe convention. That's my beautiful bride Sharon there. But man, Steve and Gina, they know how to put on an event. And that's the cool thing about it is, guys, when you join this business, everything's set in place. I've started multiple businesses outside of this industry. And let me tell you something, that's a feat. There's a lot that goes into it, and you have to create everything. And there's no systems in place. There's no help in place. There's no team. There's nothing you can plug into. There's no people ready to work for you. Did I say work for you? Yeah. People ready to work for you when you get started. That's what you have here. The This Is It team, this is just a picture of it, of some of our good friends here sitting on this panel that we all get to do this together and work with every single day. Guys, the This Is It team has everything you need to succeed. So as you look at this and as you're thinking, man, what is most important in my life? Is it the freedom? Is it the family? Is it the time? Is it security? All of those things, I just want to say this, all of those things I really believe come down to how secure we can create our finances. Money just means freedom. I believe money is a tool, right? I just believe it's a tool. That's all it is. Money makes you more of what you are, guys. If you're a great person, money helps you, allows you to do great things and give in big ways and serve in big ways. But money's a tool. We all have to have it while we're here on earth. And so if you have security and money, it frees you up to have the time, to have the family, right? To be able to help your churches, to help other people. So how do we actually go out and create that money? Now, this is what's significant. If you've never been in this industry before, guys, I've seen a lot of comp plans, been to the top of multiple companies in this industry through their comp plans. And when I saw this, once again, it was like the cherry on the top. I'm like, we're all in. Like, how's this even possible? This is how this comp plan works. So when you say yes to this opportunity and you get going, you are going to build a left team and a right team. And that's it. There's other compensation plans to compare that a little bit, that you have to continue to sponsor and recruit people and go wide, meaning frontline to you over and over and over and over and over and over again. And none of those people ever get to work together. And it's just you and all those people that you can help. This is totally different. This is radical. This is a left team and a right team. And as soon as you start sponsoring people on your left side and your right side, as you continue to bring people into the business, days, weeks, months, years later, they literally have to go at the bottom of your left leg or your right leg. Well, why is that significant? That's so significant because when you put somebody, when we sponsor somebody, we sponsored somebody yesterday. When we sponsor them, we put them on the bottom of one of our legs, and every single person above them benefits from them. How do they benefit from them? Well, through team commissions, through volume. We're working as a team here. We're building depth and we're working as a team. What does that look like? Without going into too many details, I know you've already read it, but I want to say it. Through team commissions, through volume, right? People underneath you, helping people join, helping people have a better life, sharing the X39, moving product, right? Having fun. When volume gets moved, you get paid. And you can earn up to $25,000 a week through just this. We call it the binary. Left leg, right leg, that's two. Binary, right? We call it the binary. You can earn up to $25,000 a week. You heard that right. I know it sounds crazy, but a week just in getting paid on your team commissions through the binary. Y'all, it is significant. Significant what's happening here. Let's take it one step further though. And I understand the comp plan might not make a lot of sense, but I'll tell you this, they pay more than anyone I've ever heard in this industry, this $180 billion industry. David Schmidt said, I'm going to pay 60% of every dollar that comes in. I'm paying back out to the field that went and got it and went and told somebody about this patch and helped change a life, right? That's significant, 60 cents on every dollar. This right here blew me away. I couldn't stop staring about this at this for about the first week. I kept calling Devin and Sarah like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Let me explain this to you. When you bring someone into the business, again, you put them left leg, right leg, whatever leg, and they're on the bottom of the left leg or the right leg, but you sponsored them, right? So they were calling them their first level because you sponsored them. Whenever they get paid, we get paid every week here. Whenever they get paid on their team commissions that week, you make 25% because you personally sponsored them. What does that mean? All right. Well, say you personally sponsor 10 people. And let's say that all 10 people, for easy math, whatever, just combined have an average weekly income of $5,000. So they make, between all of them, they make $5,000. You're going to make 25% of that. 25% of $5,000. Okay. Let's assume that those 10 people go out and bring in 10 people. You have 100 people. Say all 100 of them just make, call it $100 each. What's that? $10,000 a week. So you have 100 people on your level 2. They make $100 a week each. That's not very significant, but that totals $10,000. You get paid 20% on that. That's $2,000 a week. Guys, are you hearing me? It gets significant in a hurry. And you say, well, how do you get to 100 people? Well, one tells one tells one tells one. You get 10, help them get 10, right? We actually like 20 on each side. You go recruit 20 on each side long term. That's a great plan to have a long-term sustainable business. But the point is, it grows. It's significant, and you check match. This is called matching bonuses, unlimited income potential for a reason. Because every time you sponsor, they're your first level again, and then every time they sponsor, that's their your second level. I wish I could explain how significant this has been in 90 days for Joe and I personally, and through the check matching. It's absolutely significant, guys. I dare you to find a better comp plan than what we're doing right here with LifeWave. All right, get started on X39 today. There's actually a printout form. I'm going to show you this right here. There's really 3 ways we recommend to get started: silver, gold, or diamond. Guys, silver is $2.99. It's 3 sleeves. A sleeve looks like this right here. It has a 30-day supply of these little bad boys right here, the X39. And you get 3 of them at silver. Silver's a great package if you want to jump in at silver. A lot of people join at silver. That's awesome. You can get a spot in the binary at silver, but you cannot promote to the first rank and above at silver. You have to be gold or above to do that. So at gold, it's $500. You get 5 sleeves, and obviously each sleeve has a 30-day supply, and then you're qualified to go to the top of the comp plan. You can promote, you can hit manager, which is our first rank, and above. Then there's also diamond. That's for people like us. When we joined, we said, no, we're all in. You told me 97% of people, if they're on it for 90 days, are going to have a great effect physically. Yeah, give me as many patches as I can possibly get my hands on, because I got to start getting these things out to people while I'm signing people up, right? So we wanted the diamond. The significance of the diamond is that you make more upfront money at the beginning when you sponsor a diamond. Okay, that's the advantage to getting a diamond pack. But I'll tell you this. This is what I'll tell you. Get in where you fit in. It's more important that you get in than what product pack. You can always upgrade. There's no time limit to upgrade. You can upgrade at any time. Get in where you fit in, and get your spouse, your significant other, your family, get patched. That's the biggest encouragement I can give you. You can also go to thisisitteam.com. We have comp plan videos. We have all kinds of stuff on there. Steve and Gina have created something that is just so significant that we have just the opportunity to be able to point people to such a resource like this. You can learn anything you want to learn about the business at the This Is It Team website. But I want to tell you this as I kind of finish and wrap up comp plan. Mark Batterson, I don't know if you know Mark Batterson. He's the pastor of the National Community Church in Washington, D.C. And I didn't even know that when I first got introduced to him. I just knew he was an author because he's a world-renowned author. And he had a quote in a book that I read years ago that I've always remembered. And then we actually got to go to D.C. and spend some time with him a few months ago. And he said it again. He said, you know, there's decades in people's lives where nothing happens. Then there's days where decades happen. Guys, I believe with all of my heart, the day that we said yes to this opportunity, I told a lot of people, I said, I believe with all of my heart, we are about to embark on days where decades happen. Meaning, I believe that between X39, what David Schmidt has created with LifeWave, what the This Is It team has done, fastest growing team inside of the company, by the way, did I say that? Inside of the fastest growing company in the world. What the This Is It team has, what our product X39 has, what David Schmidt has, and what he's coming out with. And then with where the economy is, with where people are, with our compensation plan that's unmatched, and then with the timing of everything and the way that we're growing, I do not believe that this is something that you're just going to see every day. I don't know if you're ever going to see this again. See, I believe with all of my heart that we're going to experience days where decades happen. And listen, we're 90 days in, and I know if you're not in this business that it's going to be hard to fathom what I'm saying right now, but I just want you to know that what has happened over the last 90 days has been things that we could not have ever seen in decades. I'm serious, in decades in business without all the stars aligning perfectly to get us to where we are today. Once again, remember, I do not believe in coincidences. I believe in God instances. And I personally believe God's hands on this business. And I believe that everything is orchestrated just right now for the perfect time. And I also believe with all of my heart that you were created for this time. You were created for such a time as this. See, I don't believe personally, this is just me. I don't believe if you're not willing to do the unusual, as Jim Rohn says, you're going to have to settle for the ordinary. And I just do not believe we were created to be ordinary. I don't believe that we were created to be average. I don't believe that life was just supposed to be whatever. I believe you're supposed to wake up every day with a hunger, with a passion, with an excitement, with the ability to want to go out and serve people and help people and love on people. And for that, build a business, right? And help them build a business and create opportunity through that and create impact through that, create change through that. I believe we were created for that. And I believe that sometimes we find vehicles that allow us to live out the way that we're created in a really awesome, cool way. And I believe that this opportunity, that LifeWave X39 is that vehicle. I believe it with all of my heart. I told somebody the other day that's doing something different. I said, listen, I drive an F250. I max out I give all my effort to going as fast as I can, pedal to the metal, right? All my effort. I'm going to do 110, maybe 120. Have you ever been in a Ferrari? I haven't. Right? I've never driven one, but I know they go about 280 miles an hour. So you get in a Ferrari and I apply the same amount of effort, pedal to the metal, foot down, I'm going to go 280. Well, wait a minute. It's the same amount of effort with the 250 or the Ferrari. One's going 110, one's going 280. What's the difference? The vehicle. The vehicle. Guys, I'm here to tell you tonight, this needs to be your vehicle. This can be the vehicle to get you the dreams that you have in your life. It doesn't matter what your dreams are. Remember, what did we talk about? When you have impact, when you have freedom, when you have residual income, you have freedom to do the things that you're called to do, right? This can be your vehicle. I just want to encourage you with that tonight. Last but not least, you can go to thisisitteam.com. You can hit X39 Zoom events, and this is the schedule right here. This is everything that we have going on. It's constantly updated, showing you who's speaking and when. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. I believe with all of my heart you were here for a reason if you're still here. Now, don't let this be the most expensive thing of your life, right? By a missed opportunity. You need to immediately, listen to me. You don't need to sleep on this. This isn't something we sleep on. This is something that you're on here for a reason. God put you on here. Now it's your heart's stirring a little bit, your stomach's stirring a little bit, right? You feel a little bit of something in your chest going, this just maybe. Let me tell you something. Don't wake up tomorrow and still wonder if you should do this. Sign up tonight. You have no risk, 30-day money-back guarantee. Sign up tonight, get your spot in this business, right? And get patched. And let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, guys. This company's going to the moon. We want you to come with us. Listen, I love you. I was honored to do this tonight. I'm so sorry my bride wasn't here, but I appreciate you.